Shirley Schrader, and I am an Iowa farmer. We are standing in front of our newest addition to our farm. This cattle building was built last summer. It holds about 300 head of cattle. Tony and I farm in northwest Iowa. We also farm with our sons, Andy and Ryan, and they're both married, so we are truly a family farm. Andy, Jackie, and Kira, and Ryan and Kayla and Caden, and Scott and Nick all farm with us. We were blessed to get to farm with my father-in-law for almost 40 years, and we are a family farm. So we're going to take you on a quick tour of our farm so you have a little bit of idea what a family farm is. Like I said, this is our new cattle barn. We have about 300 head of cattle in here. They come in weighing about 800 pounds, and they go out weighing about 1,300 or 1,400 pounds. So next time you go somewhere and you have a great steak or a burger, or you put some lipstick on, or you kick a football, what you're using to eat and the products you're using could have come from the Schrader farm. Along with raising cattle on our farm, Tony and I also raise soybeans, and you can see the field of soybeans right there. And we also do corn. The majority of our corn we use for feed for our cattle, and then you get the product as from cattle, and my sons also use it to feed their pigs. So the corn gets turned into protein that you eat every day. A lot of our soybeans will go into soybean meal. That's also used to feed livestock. But soybeans have a lot of other products that come from them too, like oils, and some people actually do eat soybeans. So we also sell some of our corn to the ethanol plant. We happen to go to the one over by Marcus, and as many of you know, ethanol is mixed with gasoline and it helps run your cars. So it's a way to use a renewable resource to have energy for cars. Right now we're in a part of our farm that we call our commodity area. This is my grandson Caden, and this is my husband Tony, and he farms with me, or I farm with him, or we farm together. I'm not sure how you would describe it. What our commodity area is where we store all of our grains and our feeds that we feed our cattle. If you look over to the right here, you can see there's some silage left. We're almost out of silage, so it's almost time to stop silage. Silage is actually a corn plant that's chopped up. Cattle love it. We load it up with a loader tractor, and we put it in what's called a feed wagon, and that feed wagon has a big scale on it, and we mix silage with ground hay, and we'll show you some distillers, and you can find out what distillers is, maybe some shelled corn, and it's just like mixing up a balanced diet that you would eat every day. You'd eat vegetables and fruits and meat and protein. That's what we feed our cattle because we want them to grow and we want them to be healthy. And then when you go to eat a burger or a steak, tastes great, and it's good to eat. I'm going to send Tony over to get some silage, so we're going to walk over that way. Caden's a great little helper, aren't you, Caden? Tony's also carrying a corn stalk, and I'm going to let him share with you a little bit how that corn stalk turns into these silage piles. You can have silage from corn, or you can have silage from hay, you can have silage from oats. This happens to be what kind of silage, Tone?
This here pile right in the corner right here is oat silage. We harvested that about a month ago. And then here on my right over here is hay silage.
And this is giant.
Yep, that's hay silage, right? Yep, that's what we feed the cows too, don't we? And this is a corn stalk.
Everybody's seen a corn stalk driving down the road, I'm sure.
And what we'll do next week, we're going to chop these stalks, and it'll chop them up real fine, and it'll look like this here, and this whole bunker will be full of it. And then about a month from now, we'll just come back and we'll just take the ear off, and the ear is called earlage, and we grind just the stalk for earlage, and that's what we start our cattle on when we get cattle in.
And And we don't do that by hand. We have a great big machine that goes through the field and it cuts the stalk off and chops it all up, or it pulls the ear off and just chops up
Here,
the
you can
ear.
hold that. You hold that for
For
Grandpa.
us, Kaden?
So we'll take this next week and we'll chop this all up. They've started cutting this already now in areas, and so it's getting harvest season. And so, like I said, we'll chop this next week, and then we'll cover the pile with a tarp to preserve the silage so it doesn't mold. We also want to add distillers to the pile, or to our feed ration, and that's the corn that Caden's got in his hand there. That we'll take this corn here now and combine that here when it dries down, and we'll take that to the ethanol plants to make gasoline for your cars. And then we'll bring the corn back after they're done getting the starches and the oils out of it. We'll bring it back here and we'll feed it to the cattle. And it's just like feeding a Snickers candy bar to all you kids. Everybody likes Snickers candy bars. Well, kids like corn real. The cattle like corn real well. So that's what we'll feed the cattle in to finish out their days in the feed yard.
This is the distiller's grain that Tony was talking about. So we take our corn over to the Marcus ethanol plant, and then what we get back from them after they've taken the starch and the stuff that they need to make ethanol out is called distiller's grain. It has a great smell to it for cattle, and it's just part of their balanced diet that helps them turn into amazing hamburgers. So our farm is all about providing you with safe, amazing tasting, great food that has a lot of protein and nutritious values to it. So anytime you eat a steak, or you eat a burger, or you put on lipstick, or you eat a marshmallow, or you use a paintbrush, I hope you know that people like me work really hard at producing safe and wonderful products to help feed the world.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Scott Toms. We're here at Plymouth Dairy Farms, and as you can see behind me here, we're out in the cow barn. Here at Plymouth Dairy Farms, we milk 3,200 cows 3 times a day. We have babies born every day. We have 12 to 14 babies born every day at the farm. All of our milk that we produce here at Plymouth Dairy Farms goes to Wells Blue Bunny to be made for ice cream, the fun treat for everybody to have. On our farm on a daily basis, there's a lot of activities. We're milking the cows, we're feeding the cows, we're taking very good care of the cows. As you can see over my shoulder, the cows just got fed here, so they're just having something to eat. It's kind of like breakfast for the cows here this morning. Cows are very calm and quiet. A dairy cow is. As you can see, they're just standing there eating, enjoying the day. So come on out and see us at Plymouth Dairy and see what's happening.
My name is Chris Tenaple, and I raise pigs by Ironton, Iowa. I work on a family farm with my dad and my brother and my mom as well. We get pigs in, they're about 10 pounds, and we grow them up to market weight where we sell them to packing plants. You know, once we sell them, they become a lot of different things. Sometimes they become, you know, a pork chop or something you might eat, or they can become stuff like crayons or markers or all different kinds of even medicines. So pigs have a lot of different, you know, uses. You know, that's kind of one of the things that intrigues me most about pigs, and that's what I like to do. So it's always been in our farm, and that's what I like to continue to do. Now my son is about 5 years old, and he loves to do it, and I hope to be able to pass the farm on to him so he can keep doing it too.
Nathan Wagner. I farm with my wife Erica near Correctionville, Iowa. We're a first generation family farm. We have my two boys, Gunner and Sutton. They're 9 and 7 years old. We primarily raise sheep and also have a small hay operation as well. I've been around sheep my whole life, more or less. Started with my aunt and uncle when I was in when I was in grade school. Got into sheep here about 3 years ago again with my wife. I like sheep. They're very interesting. They're grown for meat. They're also grown for the fiber or wool. So this winter when you're wearing wool socks because it's cold out, there's a chance that wool might have came from our ewes. Hope to continue to grow and allow my sons to have an opportunity to join the farm someday.